Buenas tardes. Martes 18 de mayo del 2021. Vamos a presentarle la presentación del diputado Miguel Gutiérrez Díaz en Corte en los Estados Unidos. ¿De qué se le acusa? Le voy a presentar, cortesía de SDN, un cortito donde tiene la traducción de la presentación del diputado del PRM, del diputado dominicano, uno de los hombres más ricos del Santiago. Y a continuación le pondré la presentación de la corte completa. ¿De qué lo acusan? De conspirar para introducir cocaína a los Estados Unidos. Es increíble y se ve que está bien sustentado ese expediente contra el diputado dominicano, y ahí ustedes ven a las personas y ahí ustedes toman el pulso de en qué lío está metido este diputado y la consecuencia que eso le trae al equipo del clúster de Santiago y al partido que lo llevó al poder, que lo llevó al Congreso de la República. Esta noche le voy a hacer un trabajo de ese diputado con todos los pormenores para que los dominicanos y el mundo sepa de quién estamos hablando y para que tengan un perfil de quiénes son los socios de este diputado narcotraficante. Gracias.
United States of America versus Miguel Gutiérrez Díaz, case number
Este es el caso de Estados Unidos contra Miguel Andrés Gutiérrez Díaz, caso número 2120151, criminal húngaro sellado.
Yes, I'm here.
La magistrada Alicia Otazo Reyes preside la audiencia.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant
En
U.S.
representación
Attorney
de la
Richard Getchell,
Fiscalía,
on behalf of the United
Richard
States.
Getchen
All right.
Good afternoon,
y
Your Honor.
Dennis
Dennis
Urbano,
on behalf
el
of
abogado
the
defensor del diputado
All
Gutiérrez.
right. Thank you very much. Does the
La
government,
magistrada pregunta al
request
fiscal
that I
si desea que la
unseal
acusación
this
se haga pública.
Your Honor, the sealing
Su
order
señoría,
specified
dice
that the
Getchen,
indictment
la
would be
orden de
unsealed
mantenerla
upon the arrest
sellada
of the first
especificaba que
defendant,
solo
so
se
we would
mantendría así
echo that,
hasta que
order
fuese
and post
arrestado
against
el
it at
primer
this time.
acusado.
All
Por
right,
ende,
I will sign
ya
the order
solicitamos
unsealing
que se haga
it.
pública.
What is
De
the
inmediato
government's
pregunta la
position
posición del
regarding
Estado con relación a la medida de coerción.
Your Honor, the United States
El
seeks
fiscal
pretrial
señala que
detention based on
solicitan
risk
que
of flight and
Gutiérrez
danger to the
permanezca
community
detenido
and would
mientras va a
request the
juicio,
hearing be
alegando
set
que
for
es un
Friday
peligro de
morning.
fuga y un peligro a la comunidad. Además, solicitaron que la audiencia sea pautada para el viernes en la mañana.
Yes, it does.
All right. So the detention hearing will be set for
La
Friday.
jueza Otazo Reyes pauta la audiencia para las 10 de la mañana del viernes 21.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Would you like me to
Al
set
mismo
the
tiempo, el
venue?
abogado defensor pide una copia de la acusación, a lo cual el fiscal dice se la enviará.
Send me a copy.
Can you do
I will
that,
do
Mr.
so.
Getchell? You have
Yes,
his
Your Honor.
email address? You need his
Yes,
email
I'll-
address?
No, I have it. I'll send it.
Okay. All right. So
Todo pautado,
all set.
dice la
Next hearing
magistrada,
will be Friday. Any message you want to
preguntándole
convey
al abogado
to the
defensor
this time?
si hay algún mensaje que quiera enviar a su cliente. Solo dice que coordinará con el centro de detención para poder llamar al señor Gutiérrez y así explicarle el caso y las acusaciones.
Set up a call through FTC.
Dirigiéndose entonces al diputado,
And you will
la
be
jueza
back for
le dice que su abogado pautará dicha llamada para conversar con él y que regresará para la audiencia el viernes.
Okay.
Las acusaciones en contra del diputado Gutiérrez Díaz son el resultado de una investigación de un gran jurado en Estados Unidos con fecha del 11 de marzo de 2021. 3 acusaciones en su contra, incluyendo conspiración para la distribución de cocaína y conocimiento de su importación a Estados Unidos y conspiración de poseer con intento de distribuir cocaína.
All right.
Okay. Jesus Mesa. Okay. Okay, that's 8. And page 9 is my Kentor Joseph at FDC. Okay, thank
All
you.
right. Okay, so pages 1 through 9, I will do the right as to each of the defendants whose name was called and who identified themselves to indicate that they are present via Zoom and able to hear me. I will ask initially as to each of those defendants, do you consent to proceed by way of video conference due to our current restrictions on this, your initial appearances? Could you raise your hand if you do so consent? And the gentleman at FTC? Sir, do you consent to proceed by video?
Yes, I can, yes, to continue, yes.
Okay, and the lady, April, I couldn't see her on the screen. Does she consent? Okay, all right, so we can proceed. At this time, as to these defendants who have consented, I will inform you of your rights that all defendants have. Please listen carefully to my explanations. If you have questions about your rights after you've heard my explanation, you may ask me questions about those rights when your case is called individually. You have the right to hire a lawyer or to have a lawyer appointed for you by the court without cost to you if you cannot afford a lawyer. You have the right to have your lawyer present during any questioning by authorities and at all court proceedings, including this one. You have the right to talk with your lawyer before answering questions or while answering questions. If you cannot afford an attorney and you want the court to appoint one for you, you will be placed under oath and ask questions about your financial condition to determine if you qualify for the appointment of counsel to be paid for by the court. If you do qualify, the court will appoint a federal public defender unless there is a conflict due to the representation by that office of another person, in which case a private attorney will be appointed. You're not required to make any statements, and any statement you choose to make may be used against you. If you start to make a statement and then change your mind, you may stop at any time and say nothing further. You're entitled to a bond hearing or a detention hearing if the government is requesting that you be held without bond. At that hearing, the court will determine under what, if any, conditions you can be released from custody while your case is pending. If you are released on bond and you fail to appear in court as required, you may be charged with a separate crime of failure to appear and sentenced for that crime, whether or not you're guilty of the underlying crime with which you are charged today. In addition, if you violate any condition of your release, your bond may be revoked and you may be prosecuted for the separate crime of contempt of court. If you have not been indicted or charged by a grand jury, you're entitled to what is called a preliminary hearing or probable cause hearing. That hearing takes place within 14 days of your appearance here today if you're held in custody, or within 21 days if you're released on bond. At this hearing, the government will be required to present evidence to show that there is probable cause to believe that a crime has been committed and that you are the person who committed that crime. If, however, the grand jury returns an indictment against you, you're not entitled to such a hearing. A grand jury is a group of between 16 and 23 citizens who are sworn to examine the evidence presented and determine whether to return an indictment based upon their finding of probable cause. Once an indictment has been returned, you will appear in court for an arraignment, which is a proceeding at which you will be advised of the charges that have been brought against you, and at that time you will enter a plea to those charges. A defendant who is not a United States citizen may request that an attorney for the government or a federal law enforcement official notify a consular officer from the defendant's country of nationality that the defendant has been arrested. But even without that request, a treaty or other international agreement may require consular notification. As I previously stated, if any one of you did not understand the rights I have explained, you may bring up your questions when your case is called, and we will now address each case in the cell block in the same order that we called the names.
The United States of America versus Jesus Trujillo, case number 21-20303, criminal Cook sealed.
Good afternoon, Emily Gerskias on behalf of the United States.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ernesto Medina on behalf of Jesus Trujillo.
All right, Ms. Gerskis, would you like for the indictment to be unsealed at this time?
Not at this time, Your Honor. And the government would also seek additional 2 days for the detention hearing. If we could have it on Thursday, that would be good for the government.
All right, hold on just a second. We have
Yes,
a
sir.
sealed indictment and the government has requested that it not be unsealed at this time.
That's correct, Your Honor. There are multiple defendants in this indictment. There are 2 additional who were arrested and will be appearing before Your Honor today. My understanding from my last communication with the agents about 20 minutes ago is that there are additional defendants who remain at large. So the government would ask that it remain unsealed at this time as they are trying to locate the additional defendants.
All right, but are you providing the counsel for the defendants who are appearing a copy of the indictment?
Yes, I will do so, Your Honor.
Okay. Your Honor, if I may be addressed.
Yes,
Your Honor, my client is a longtime United States citizen. He owns his own residence, co-joined with the mother of his children.
I'm sorry, Mr. Medina. Are you addressing the matter of detention at this time?
Yes, I'm objecting to that. My client clearly
Well, one
is
moment,
eligible for a bond.
sir.
Yes.
I'm sorry, sir. We've disposed of the matter of the indictment. The government is not asking that it be unsealed at this time, but the government has agreed to provide you as counsel for Mr. Trujillo with a copy. Now, Ms. Gursky, you are requesting detention for Mr. Trujillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you have 3 days. Is that what you're requesting on Friday?
Thursday would be fine for the government, Your Honor, if that would work for the court.
All right, I am unable to set matters Thursday morning due to scheduling conflicts, so I will need to set it for Friday.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Medina, the detention hearing will be set for Friday morning at 10 a.m. And at that point in time, you can make the
Okay.
arguments
Yeah,
against
Your
detention.
Honor, the problem is I already am set to be personal appearing at a hearing in the city of Miami at 8 a.m. this coming Friday. That's why I'm saying that I don't understand why the government is requesting pretrial detention of my client who has no criminal record. He's a U.S. citizen. You know, he's neither a risk.
I'm sorry,
danger
Mr.
to the
Medina.
community.
I'm sorry, Mr. Medina. I understand your concerns, but the government does have the right under the rules to request a formal detention hearing, and that's what they're doing now. The government asked for Thursday, but unfortunately, Thursday cannot be accommodated, so I was giving them Friday. I am willing to schedule this for tomorrow morning if the government can be ready, and that is the most expeditious way that I can handle this.
That works for the government, Your Honor.
Mr. Medina,
Tomorrow at
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we will have the detention hearing on Mr. Trujillo tomorrow at 10 a.m. And are you permanent counsel yet, Mr. Medina?
I will be, I was retained today. Obviously, he was arrested today. I will file a permanent appearance.
So would you like to handle the arraignment tomorrow morning then?
Yes, well, if the assistant U.S. attorney can provide, can you email me the indictment? I can arraign them tomorrow.
Yes, Mr. Medina, I will email it to you.
All right.
Do you have my email? How can I contact you?
You can chat, sir. You can use the chat feature and send
Yeah,
it
put
to
the
Ms.
chat.
Gursky.
I'll give you on the chat my email.
All right.
Okay, so we'll see each other tomorrow. And with the same Zoom ID, what is this? What is the Zoom ID for tomorrow? The same?
Stephanie,
It's the same one, Judge.
same one as you have for today.
Okay, wonderful. Okay,
All right.
Gerskis, I'll send you my email.
All right.
Thank you.
Much. We'll
All
see
right,
each other
Mr.
tomorrow.
Medina, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. All right, page 2.
The United States of America versus Alexi Gill, case number 21-20303, criminal cook sealed.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Salvino Jauregui on behalf of Mr. Gil.
All right,
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Emily Gerskis on behalf of the United States.
all right. And the request not to unseal remains, but I'm assuming you will be providing a copy of the indictment to Mr. Jauregui.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And Your
What is
Honor,
the government's position regarding detention or bond?
Your Honor, we would also be seeking detention for Mr. Hill, and we would be fine to do it on Thursday if that, I'm sorry, I realize Thursday doesn't work for Your Honor, tomorrow or Friday as may be convenient for his counsel.
Does that work for you, Mr. Jauregui, tomorrow morning?
Judge, I would love to do it tomorrow morning because I don't want my client to be there a single day more than he has to. But unfortunately, I'm set for trial tomorrow at 9 o'clock on an administrative case that's been set many months ago with the Board of
All
Health.
right. Can you do it on Friday then?
I can do it on Friday, unless we can do it tomorrow afternoon. Is that any possibility? Tomorrow at 2, is that possible, Judge?
I'm sorry, generally we don't do detention hearings in the afternoon because as you can see, we have a pretty crowded initial appearance calendar that would hold up everybody. So I can offer you tomorrow if you can rearrange your schedule, or Friday.
Okay, Judge, let's leave it on for tomorrow. And I'll try and continue the other case. I'll do everything possible to try and continue the other case, Your Honor.
All right. If you find that you're not able, would you please let us know and we will reset you to Friday morning.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Would you like to send Ms. Gerskis your email address via the chat function so she can email you the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor. I've already put my email here in the chat.
Okay.
Ms. Gerkis can please see it.
All right, Ms. Gerkis, you got it?
I don't see it, Your Honor, but
It's easy. My first name, Sabino @jaureguilaw.com.
thank you.
And I'm also
All right.
putting my cell phone number so you can reach me at any time that's convenient for you so we can discuss the case.
Thank you.
Your
Excellent.
Honor, may I
Yes, Mr. Medina.
may I have the pretrial detention report forwarded to me?
Yes, yes. Stephanie, you can do that for Mr. Medina?
Yes, Judge.
And
Yeah,
we'll do it
I put
also
my
for
email.
Mr. Jauregui?
Yes.
Thank you. I would appreciate that.
All right.
I have my email. Do you see it there, Ms.?
Yes.
Oh,
I do,
I
Mr.
have to
Medina,
send it.
thank you.
I'll send it to you, Ms. Lee. I sent it to Ms. Gerkis. I don't know if you can see it in the chat.
Yes. Let's see.
Do you need me to send it to you directly, Ms. Lee?
No, you're fine.
Okay, I'll get that. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Ms. Gerkis.
All right. We're now moving on to page 3, I think, Steph.
Yes, page 3. Carell Felipe, the United States of America versus Carell Felipe, case number 21-20303, criminal cook sealed.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Emily Gerskis on behalf of the United States.
All right. Do we have any counsel for Mr. Felipe? Okay. Okay.
I don't have one.
Okay, that's all right. All right, Mr. Felipe. Could you please state for the record your name, your full name and your age?
Mi nombre completo es Carlos Felipe. ¿Qué más preguntó?
My full name is Carol Felipe. And what was the other question?
Your age?
40.
I'm 40.
All right, sir. Did you understand the rights that I explained?
Yes.
You're here for your initial appearance on an indictment that charges you with conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud and wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Are you able to afford counsel to represent you on this matter, or would you like for the court to appoint counsel for you?
I'd like for you to appoint one.
All right, I am going to ask you some questions to determine if you're eligible for court-appointed counsel. Please listen carefully to my questions. Answer only the questions I ask you. Any answer you give me must be truthful, and false answers could subject you to prosecution for perjury. You have the right to refuse to answer questions, but you do not have the right to answer them falsely.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Stephanie, I think this is one of the pre-trial reports that I was missing. Do you have it now?
Let me see if I have this one. Yes, I'll bring it, Judge.
All right, sir. Are you currently employed?
No.
Do you have any source of income?
No.
Okay. What happened to your job doing home remodeling and as a handyman?
Well, yeah, I do that.
So that means you're employed.
I'm self-employed. I'm not working for anybody. I'm not
All right.
anybody's employee.
All right. So you do work. How much do you earn on a monthly basis doing that home remodeling handyman work?
A month, maybe 1,300 to 1,700.
All right. Any other source of income?
No,
Do you have any savings?
no,
Do you own any real property?
no, no,
Do you own any stocks or bonds?
no,
Do you own a car, truck, or boat?
no, no,
Do you own any assets valued at $5,000 or greater?
no.
All right, I find that you're eligible for court-appointed counsel. Can the public defender take this case?
Your Honor, one point regarding the public defender. There was a co-conspirator in this case who was arrested a couple of years ago who has pleaded guilty and was very briefly represented by the public defender for about 48 hours. I had one call with the public defender regarding turning over keys to an apartment that had been leased in that defendant's name. So I can't speak to the extent of the representation or whether there was much correspondence or communication between the federal public defender's office and that defendant beyond that point in time, but that individual is a cooperator in this particular case and was very briefly represented by the federal public defender's office.
Well, I think Mr. Padilla would agree with me that the public defender wouldn't want this case. Am I right?
Well, Judge, I without knowing a whole lot more of what happened there, I couldn't tell you. But if you want to be cautious and appoint CJA counsel, I would understand that.
Seems to me, when I heard the word cooperator, it seemed to me that that kind of threw it out of the ring.
Yeah, I understand.
All right. Okay. Mr. Felipe, I will appoint a private attorney to represent you in this matter. Is the government's position with regard to this defendant the same as with the other two?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. So then I will go ahead and set this matter for, let me see, we have the other two already set for tomorrow. I will go ahead and set it for tomorrow. We will contact the private attorney and hopefully he'll be able to be ready for tomorrow's detention hearing. And if not, he can seek a continuance. So Mr. Felipe, we are appointing an attorney to represent you. I am sure that he will try to contact you as soon as possible, but in any event, you will be back in court tomorrow morning and we will go from there. All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Page 4, Judge.
Yes, Steph.
United States of America versus Miguel Andres Gutierrez Díaz, case number 21-20151, criminal Ungaro, sealed.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Who do we have?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant U.S. Attorney Richard Getchell on behalf of the United States.
All right.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Dennis Urbano on behalf of Mr. Gutierrez.
All right. Thank you very much. Does the government request that I unseal this indictment?
Your Honor, the sealing order specified that the indictment would be unsealed upon the arrest of the first defendant, so we would echo that order and request that it be unsealed at this time.
All right. I will sign the order on sealing it. What is the government's position regarding bond or detention?
Your Honor, the United States seeks pretrial detention based on risk of flight and danger to the community and would request that the hearing be set for Friday morning.
Mr. Urbano,
You're entitled to it, Your Honor.
does Friday work for you, sir?
Yes, it does.
All right, so the detention hearing will be set for Friday at 10 a.m. Mr. Urbano, are you entering a permanent appearance?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Would you like me to set the arraignment for that time also?
Yes, Your Honor, and I do need a copy of the indictment if Mr. Getchell would send me a copy.
Can you do
I will
that,
do
Mr.
so.
Getchell? You have
Yes,
his
Your Honor.
email address? You need his
Yes,
email address?
No, I have it. I'll send it.
Okay, all right. So all set, next hearing will be Friday. Any message you want to convey to your client at this time, Mr. Urbano?
No, Your Honor, I'm going to make arrangements with FDC to talk to him and explain the situation.
All right. Mr. Gutierrez Diaz, your attorney will set up a call through FTC to speak to you. And you will be back in court on Friday morning. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Page 5.
Page 5. The United States of America versus Tyree Dixon, case number 19-2971, Otazo Reyes. Counsel, please state your appearances for the record.
Good morning, Judge. This is Lindsay Lizopoulos Friedman on behalf of the United States. I am covering for the case AUSA, Frederick Shadley.
All right. All right. Mr. Dixon, you're here on
All
your...
participants are now in listen-only mode.
Oh, is that?
Oh, Judge, I'm sorry, that was me.
Stephanie. All right. Sir, please state your full name and your age.
Tyree Dixon, 22.
All right, sir. Did you understand the rights that I explained?
Yes, ma'am.
You're here for your initial appearance on a complaint that charges you with being a felon in possession of a firearm. Are you able to afford counsel, or would you like the court to appoint counsel for you?
My mom was looking for one for me.
Your mother is trying to arrange for an attorney to represent you?
Yes, I think she's on the call.
Hey, what's going on? Spain?
All right. Do we have Ms. Dixon on the call?
To place all participants are now in listen-only mode.
What is your mother's name, sir?
My mother's last name is Mrs. Pink. Tashika Pink.
Judge, I believe she's on the line, Judge.
All right. Sleepage, is that the name?
Please stand by.
Hold on just a second. Stephanie, what is the name?
For calls to North America, please enter 1 plus the area code and phone number. Wait for your party to answer, then
I think her name is Luch on the video call, ma'am.
for calls to locations outside of North America, please enter the country code and phone number. Wait for your party to answer, then press pound.
Judge Joaquin Padilla here. She was on earlier.
Yes, she was
I
on,
know,
but
I don't see her now. Ms. Klepach, that's Assistant United States Attorney.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry. I was
Yep.
just scanning names. Sorry.
It's all right.
All right. Okay, so Mr. Dixon, we can continue this matter to tomorrow morning, and maybe your mother will be able to make the arrangements. That's one way we can do it. The other way we can do it is I can determine if you qualify for court-appointed counsel, appoint counsel just temporarily to get us through today's hearing. If your mother is able to secure counsel, then that counsel would take its place.
Hold up. I'm sorry, Judge. Are you the defendant's mother? Hello? Nope. Nope, she isn't saying anything now. I don't know.
All right. Mr. Dixon, would you want to wait until tomorrow to see if your mother can find you an attorney, or do you want to see if you qualify for court-appointed counsel?
Ma'am, can we qualify for today?
Okay, all right. So I am going to ask you some questions to determine if you're eligible for court-appointed counsel. Please listen carefully to my questions. Answer only the questions